Who in their life has never done anything wrong?
I know how to get things done when you cannot get things done.
Some form they feel that they are being judged. Hi all, welcome to another episode of the Blueprint by Champions. Today we have the topic which is actually second chances for ex-offenders. Joining me and Khairul, we have a very special speaker who's very well versed about this topic, and there's none other than Bruce. Welcome on board, Bruce.
Thank you. Pleasure is all mine.
Thank you very much for coming by, Mr. Bruce.
Pleasure.
Okay, so Bruce, I think today the topic is about second chances for ex-offenders. Okay, so what we do in Champion Management is actually we partner with, I would say use the word partner lah. We partner with a few organizations like E2I, Agape, Yellow Ribbon, where they actually send us CVs of those who have this thing called like the level B, where they actually ask us if we could employ them. And I think recently, Bruce, you actually recommended someone saying that, this particular personnel is on program and etc. I just curious, what actually interests you in actually finding jobs for these guys and, recommending them to companies?
For those who don't know me, I have been I'm 56 this year. But I spent most of my adult life in prison. So at 13, I started taking drugs. And it's been a non-stop journey until I was 46. First time I went to prison was at the age of 22. And it was in and out for 5 times until 46.
24 years.
22 years. So safe to say, most of my adult life was spent in prison. And being someone who has been there and done that, I know how difficult it is coming back out into the world and trying to restart your life. I tell you this one experience I had. After my third incarceration, after coming out, I was 33. I told myself, Bruce, start your life all over again. Don't take drugs, don't go back to crime. And I tried for 3 months looking for jobs. Okay. The only money I had back then was about 1,500 savings that I had from prison, working in prison. For 3 months, I went for job interview after job interview, right? And then on the application form, that standard question, have you ever been, charged in a court of law? So I told myself to say yes or to say no.
No.
If I were to say no, and at the end of the day, they were to find out, I will be embarrassed.
Exactly.
And so I thought to myself, since I'm going to turn over a new leaf, what the heck, just say yes lah.
Be truthful, huh?
Yeah. And you know what happened? Everyone more or less told me the same thing. Oh, okay, thank you. We'll call you back.
Get back to you.
But they never did. Right? For 3 months, until I had like $10 left in my pocket.
And then you had to go back to, I guess, doing drugs once again.
I did not. I went back to the nightlife scene. And nightlife scene is not...
It's not glamorous.
It's not ideal. It's not ideal for someone who's just been out of prison and who is a hardcore drug addict trying to turn his life around. Yeah. But this is the problem. This is one of the biggest obstacles that ex-offenders face.
Khairul, maybe I'll just direct this to you. You actually recommended someone previously also, like, who was an ex-offender, who was on program and etc. He was doing well for a year or two while he was in program. I would say a year. But we saw a trend that most of them, majority, when they were in program and with us, they would be performing very well, no issues, because I guess, it is very valuable to them. But the moment the program finishes, within a week or a month, they resign and they will leave. What's your opinion on that?
The reason being this was very much, the trend was all the way the same is because of the fact that they had a dedicated officer or what that they have to report to.
Like a case officer,
yeah. Case officer. So when they have a case officer, the case officer knows that they are being employed by company ABC. They have a designation, a safety coordinator. They have a work hours, and They also have overtime. So they had that flexibility. The officer will seem to know that, oh, okay, these guys are turning better. They are going to work. They are going back and all that. So they had this thing restricting them to ensure that they comply to the timing, the attendance, and so on and so
Punctuality,
forth. So at the same time, since in this program, they have to still be back home at this number of hours, maybe 10 o'clock or 7 p.m. or 10 p.m. or maybe even 12 a.m. So they still go back home, and when they are back home at that certain number of time, they can wake up the next morning to work. If you let them free and all that, then eventually things go haywire. lah.
Yeah, exactly. So Bruce, you were saying that we are talking about second chances. So I'm sure you would have been aware that recently there has been quite a hoo-ha online because there was someone that was quite prominent because of a series. He was charged once again, and if you've seen in the comment section, majority of them were saying that I see this is the reason why you don't give them second chances. This is the reason why they always relapse back. Why do you want to give them second chances? You should not, and etc. Of course, I disagree totally, and I'm very sure you disagree totally also. What is your take on that?
Who in their life has never done anything wrong?
Exactly. Yeah.
Even from a young age. Children, you don't need to teach them. They will already know how to lie. Those that have never been in prison, I dare to say that all of them, they have done something wrong before. The only difference is they have never got themselves caught.
Yes.
Right. If you're going to talk about different degrees of wrong or different degrees of crime that people commit, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about whether have that person led a perfect life. If they have not,
They should
then
not
why
comment.
judge?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Why did that person go back to prison? Of course, he has his difficulties. He has his issues. If he don't have issues, he won't be inside there.
He's facing some form of hardship definitely outside.
Yeah.
Like what you said, like just the thought of getting a job for these guys, just that application form. I need to tick that yes, I have been charged in court.
Yeah.
That itself is I would say a barrier to getting a job.
When you want to hire someone, what do you hire that person?
Capability.
Hire him based on his merits or based on his past, right? You want that person's capability, right? Not for
What
his
he
past.
did, yep.
Yeah. So I know some jobs are a bit sensitive.
Yep.
Right. But like I said, at least let that person go through the application phase. Most of them when they put yes, they don't even go past the application phase.
You were saying that some jobs are sensitive. Giving you some background on this, I think Khairul, you would have been aware that some of our guys that were on program, or we know of some guys who are in program. They have actually told us, say that they can't work in certain areas because their pass got rejected. There's no reason for their pass got rejected. I don't want to mention the places, but there are certain places where they got their pass rejected. Do you think it actually kind of demoralizes them?
Definitely, this is a very demoralizing factor. But nevertheless, we also need to take into consideration that some areas have higher security levels, so therefore they cannot take such risks. But definitely they would like to give everyone a second chance, but they are not in such position to take such risk lah. So it can be done on a case by case basis, where if the organisation, if let's say I'm going to employ this personnel and they have to enter this premise and I really badly need him, then maybe they should allow such companies to write in and make a further request and all that, so that we can look into that factor. We cannot just give them a straight away
A blanket rule for everyone that, okay.
correct.
Yeah. So when you are speaking about government, Bruce, we are deploying quite a number of personnels to the private industry and to private companies and that kind of thing. Second chances, but the problem is that now we don't tell clients that okay, this guy is previously we used to tell that okay, he's coming from home, he's on program, and we thought that was the right thing to do, but now we don't. But previously when we used to tell the clients the reason why we tell is that because some guys they can't do overtime. If you need to do overtime, you need to inform the home. You can't do on weekends. If you need to do on like Sunday, you need to inform them. So some clients, when we tell them, they are very skeptical. They are like, no, Shah, I think, maybe you want to look at another guy. They will put that overtime thing as an excuse, but I know there's some form of, stigma somewhere around that. What's your take on that, Bruce?
My take has always been the same. It is what it is. I have many ex-offenders coming up to me, telling me, hey, Brother Bruce, see lah, I try to go out to look for jobs. But people don't employ me when I tell them I have a criminal record. I let them rent. I let them rent. And after renting, I ask them this question. Tell me, why do they need to hire you? Is there a need to hire you? Right? We also have to put ourselves in the employer's shoes. First, we have to look at our own track record. Right? To be honest, if I came for an interview, I'm the interviewer, I won't even hire myself, looking at my own track record, right? Very simple. If let's say a business owner, 2 want to hire a cashier, 2 come for interview, 1 with a record, 1 don't have, who are you going to hire, right? Ex-offenders will always say that society is not giving them a second chance. And I tell them, there is no God-given right that people need to give you a second chance. What is needed is you need to prove yourself to the world because you broke people's trust.
Correct, yeah.
Right? They first have to show that they are changed. They are sincere in their change and work for that trust. To expect people to just hand it out to them on a silver platter, no. To me, I don't agree with that. Whether people give them a second chance or not, it is entirely up to that person.
Yeah.
But what is important is when these ex-offenders, they are faced with this situation, they do not remain stagnant. Because I tell them, all you need to do is keep on going for job interviews after job interviews because I guarantee them along the way, someone will hire you.
Definitely.
And the next thing is, which is the most important thing, when ex-offenders tell me, Bruce, I cannot get a job. Okay? 3 months cannot get a job. 4 months cannot get a job. It is not they cannot get a job. It is they are picky. They want certain kind of jobs. So, as corny as this adage sounds, beggars can't be choosers. Let's say if you really got no money, you need to feed your family.
Exactly, correct.
You can get a job. I've had ex-offenders coming up to me telling me no job. And I tell them, okay, I get you a job. You start tomorrow. Terpelanjat no. What job is it? They start asking me 20 questions. What job is this? What is my pay like? What are the working hours? Do I have to work weekends? So dude, to me, you said you got no job. You cannot get a job. Now I'm willing to find you a job.
But you're being picky.
Exactly. Yeah. So what is it? Is it that society don't offer you a second chance? Or is it that you are being picky? So they have to get it right. Get the record straight.
Khairul, when you were, doing some form of deployments, you would have seen a few of these guys who actually told us that, I can't travel from the north to central because it's very far away. I can't travel from here to there. Or they sadly tell us that, I don't know how to do paperwork. I'm a site person. And then we will tell them that, okay, too bad, we don't have a job for you. You would have encountered this, Khairul.
Definitely every human, every one of us would like to have a job that is very comfortable for us. That means we have the best bosses, the best working time, the best flexibility, good paying scale. That is every man's wish, every person's wish. But to reach that stage, now you are in a point where you just came out, just coming back to life.
Building your life up.
Building your life up. You should be in that progression stage. In this progression stage, you need to build back the confidence of your prospective employers in the future. You should look at the long run. Maybe the first job that you're going to go for, take what you have. achieve. Prove people that you can go to work on time, give good attendance, maybe 1 year, 1 year, 2 years, build a very good profile in your CV, put in that person's reference in your CV, go and do your progression for the next job.
Correct, yeah.
Definitely you can demand, I want a higher scale, I want this, I want that. Definitely you will be able to get it.
And employers would definitely want to
Because definitely
employ you.
employees will always go back. Okay, you worked. You're out for nearly 2 years. What were you doing? I was working in ABC company. As a what? As a WSH coordinator. For this ABC company. Oh, okay. Why are you leaving? Progression. No problem. You want progression? Okay. So any reference in your ABC company? Yes, this person is a reference. You can call them to check a character reference confidently. And if they were to call and they give good character reference,
He gets the job.
if I'm the employer, I'll definitely be happy. You have admitted to the fact that you are being committed. That is very good. Number two, you did come back to life. You had a very good employment history, and then you're coming back to a progression. I will definitely recommend. I will definitely take you in. This is my view in this.
We also realize that some of the employees may have some form, they feel that they are being judged. So, for example, we had this particular employee who suddenly burst out to my OM. He cried out loud and says that he can't take it anymore because in work site he feels that everyone is, because he was wearing a ankle tagging and that kind of thing. So he says that no one respects him because they know that he's an ex-offender, he's on tagging and etc. How do we handle this kind of delicate personnels?
Stigma still exists in society.
Definitely.
I don't think this stigma can totally be eradicated. But like what I always tell boys that I counsel or I mentor, it is what it is. We need to roll with the punches, right? Just because you are facing a speed bump, are you telling me you are going to give up? You are not going to fight for what you want? Many things in life, we have to fight for the things that we want. Yes, people don't respect you because you're wearing their tagging. Win their respect. How do you win their respect? Right? It's not just going about just because you're a safety coordinator, you start commanding people around. No. You need to prove yourself, show your worth. As much as, it's not necessary, but for ex-offenders, it's a different ballgame. That being said, however, we also have to understand that many ex-offenders, if not all, when we are released from prison, we have a self-esteem problem.
Definitely. Yep.
Right? And when we see mouse, we cry monsters. I've heard of many cases when ex-offenders, they relate to me their issues. And after listening to them, I realized that it wasn't the environment. It was all in their head.
Yeah.
Because of their low self-esteem, they start thinking that, you see, he don't like me lah. You see, they don't want to talk to me lah. So if people don't talk to you, let's say during lunchtime, you're always sitting alone eating, right? What do you expect? People to roll out red carpet then, hey, come and eat with us.
You must be like Bruce.
Exactly. Go and make the first move.
If it's Bruce, he'll talk to everyone. Confirm.
I'll talk to everyone. Yeah, you're right. But you know why am I getting at?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And they feel that they're being ostracized. Many a times it's not. No, everything is in their head.
Yeah.
It's all in their head due to their low self-esteem, right? People who have been in the system, been in prison for a long time, it can't be helped. Their thinking is very warped, very negative. You can't expect anything less from them. Just imagine, you're forcefully taken out of society, right?
For a few years.
Yeah, for set amount of years that the courts have dictated, sentence you. Let's say it's 10. Let's say if it's 10 years, that means you spend 10 years behind four walls, in that small space, totally cut off from your family, or very minimal contact, and totally cut off from society.
And then you're thrown back into society again.
And then and then once your sentence is up, 10 years, they open the gates of prisons and say, all the best to you.
On this, I would like to touch on one thing, Bruce. I I actually realized that, I mean, this is something that I didn't know how the ex-offenders actually are handled once they are released from prison. But after dealing with a few of these yellow ribbon and that kind of thing, I realized that they actually assign these case officers to them. And they are, I'm quite impressed in the government's way of dealing with ex-offenders because they assign a case officer, and the case officers are they are constantly calling my OM and checking up with them. Is there any problem? Do you see any signs of stress from them? Do they look depressed? Do they say any kind of words? And I was quite shocked that the follow up is very well done by the authorities. Is there anything that you would want to add to that, Bruce?
The first time when I went to prison was 1992.
1992, I was.
And I tell you, there is zero rehab. The only rehab we had was like religious counseling, and if you're a drug inmate, 12-step program, and that was it. On the day of your release, all the staff, all the prison officer would say, okay, good luck again, I don't want to see you. That is it. Right.
Now,
After the advent of the Yellow Ribbon Project, things got very different.
yeah.
The government, prisons, they started putting in a lot of resources, a lot of money into programs, into counseling, into upgrading causes for both inmates and those who are out of prison. No, in Singapore, we have this system called True Care. That means when an inmate is inside, he's taken care of, by officers. Once he's released, it's not potus, they don't cut him off.
So, very
They
good,
still do follow up, right? True Care, follow through. And this system, I think we are the only one in the world that I know of that has it.
Yes.
I am so impressed with it. That is why I volunteer my time with the prisons.
Very impressive, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to say that officers nowadays, they are a very different breed from back then when I started going in. Really, seriously. Okay. I really see a lot of care and concern for the inmate, whether he's out on a program or he's totally out of prison already. I see a lot of care and concern for not only his physical health, but mental health.
Yeah. I can say that they are, to be very honest, when they liaise with my operation team, I can say that the case officers are very strict, very stern to the ex-offenders. But you could see the care and concern in them.
Yes. Strict, I tell you, strict, I have no problems with that.
Yeah.
Why do people commit or those people that commit crime, one thing that they lack in life is structure.
Structured, yes.
Because of no structure on the outside, they commit crime, they go into prison. And in prison, everything is structured.
Exactly.
There's a set amount of time we sleep and then we wake up. Everything pop, 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 pop. And on the inside, we all behave ourselves. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
That's the thing.
So when they come out, it's different. There's no one there to tell them, you need to do this, you need to do that. But the structure has been taught to them already. Whether they carry on with it is entirely up to them. And many of them, or most of them, they choose to throw that structure away.
Khairul, I'm not sure if you are aware. Now, instead, the old school thing of, putting a ankle lock and, all this kind of thing. I think recently they have changed it. They have changed it to like something like a watch. Yeah. Are you aware of this, Khairul?
I think it's still the ankle, right? A smaller version, right?
No, now I'll go to Bruce. That means Bruce knows about this very well.
I was interviewed by CNA. They are going to implement everyone by default ankle. If someone feels uncomfortable with the ankle tagging, they said they want a bracelet instead. They can fight for it.
Which do you prefer?
Me? Personally for me, ankle.
Ankle?
Yes.
But I thought that was too visible for people where they are being judged.
If I wear long pants, how to be visible? The risk is there, all the time, no?
It looks like smartwatch, if I'm not wrong,
To me, anyone to the untrained eye from far is smartwatch. To people like us, one look from far, like 10, 20 meters,
Hello.
fellas on tagging.
So, Khairul, in case you don't know, they, because I read about it, what they are intending to do is that, like what Bruce said, is I read in papers or something like it's on a trial. They are intending to actually let these guys wear like a smartwatch, which is black in color. So it looks like a smartwatch. Like what Bruce said, for the untrained eye, Looks like a smartwatch. Yes, Bruce.
But they don't have straps with holes.
So it's quite
Okay.
quite easily spotted. lah.
Yeah.
People see them with these tags and all that, they treat them differently. I would like to relate this to our safety coordinators because we are in this line. I would say that there is a special skill for such people. Okay, we will say that we were in the Jihad line. In the Jihad line, we came from the Jihad line now. Okay, so there is a very very special skill that we can tell this to or show this to the employers or the main contractors. There in construction, there are always those Lao Chow Lao Chow supervisors, foremen lah. They are the very very experienced guys who don't like to listen to instruction from safety guys or even supervisors. They don't like because they know everything. They have this
Mentality, yeah.
and it's very hard to convince them to comply to the latest requirements or even a simple wearing of a safety helmet with chin strap, wear your shoe properly, stand in properly during a toolbox meeting. It's very hard to get this discipline from them. But you won't believe me, the chemistry between these guys, who the safety guy, those who are being who are those ex-offenders, and them would be very good. They know how to negotiate with them.
Yeah.
They will get them to comply. Even directors or managers cannot get them to comply, or those safety managers, safety directors cannot get them to comply. But these guys can get them to do that.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
I've seen many times.
You know one thing or not? Many people, many inmates, people who come from prison, honestly, they are very street smart.
Yes.
They're not book smart, but they are street smart.
True, very
Yeah.
true. So if
And-
they were to leverage on this
Street smartness.
and then show this to their organization, regardless I'm wearing tagging or what, this is my plus point. I know how to get things done when you cannot get things done.
Two things I learned in prison during my last imprisonment. That was, I think, the most useful advice I ever got. One was from a counselor, one was from my cellmate. During my last incarceration, I had a lot of problems. My daughter, outside, family. So every day my head was bogged down with thinking, overthinking. I never told my problems to anyone. One day my counselor just looked at me. He came up to me and said, "Bruce, you must learn to let go. Let go of things that are not within your control. Because if you let this eat away at you, you're going to stress yourself out. Your BP will go up,
Yeah.
and all for nothing." Right? The next best advice is from my cellmate. He told me in Hokkien, "My chap xiao yi." My chap xiao means don't care. Don't care about him. And I thought these two advices were damn good and very relevant for people like us. Because when we care too much about what people think and say about us,
It affects us.
yes, it affects us and then we'll react to it. Whereas what he says and what he does doesn't directly affect us at all, no?
Exactly correct. Yeah.
It only affects us when we allow it to affect us.
Now, if you realize, I have seen there's an uptick of companies finally, coming out to actually employ more ex-offenders. I will just give an example. I think you all would have known, this is not about an ex-offender, but about this boy who was stateless staying in Clementi. And then, he was actually given a job by the boss of this company called the Assembly Place. The Assembly Place is actually co-living all over Singapore. And happens to be, they were actually my landlord. And previously, I was renting a building from them, and I happened to meet up with the boss. Yeah, his name is Eugene, a very nice chap. And I told him that I like this initiative that you are doing. And when he knew that I was very much into employing ex-offenders, he asked me this question. He told me that, why are you so interested in employing ex-offenders? Like him, we both shared the same common ground.
I would like to highlight a pointer here. We have the I don't know, we called it the work right scheme, or even for foreign workers and locals. If we were to choose a foreign worker over a local, then the local has the right to do some
Complaints.
Yeah.
So how I know where you are going to. How do ex-offenders lodge a complaint if they feel that?
Hold up.
Yeah.
Is that a guideline or is that a law? Please understand that it's a guideline because in the employment guideline, it also says that it's not necessary to declare that you have been in prison.
Oh, it's not necessary to
It's
declare.
a guideline, employment guideline from Ministry of Labour, I think. Yeah, so you see, it's just a guideline.
So you can choose not to declare.
But if companies,
Screen, move,
it
go
is a
screen.
guideline to employers
Yeah. So why do companies still indicate that in their application form?
because it's just a guideline. It's not a law. Employers at the end of the day, they want to protect themselves.
Okay.
They want the best for themselves. Correct?
No. What I'm saying is, let's say now this company, they put in their application, they say that please declare if you have been charged in court, yes or no, blah blah blah. So they put this. So I am the employee going for the interview, and I tick a yes. Yes, I've been charged in court, and so on and so forth. So and I don't get the job. And when I ask them, can I know why am I not shortlisted? I think I meet all your criteria and all that. So they say, no, we can't reveal the reason. Will I be able to do a feedback or lodge a complaint against them for not employing me? Because
I think what he's looking at
Discrimination.
is more discrimination. Do you think there's a reporting mechanism for that?
There's no law against discrimination, not that I know of.
But if you look at it, if now let's say I were to employ, I cannot even put in my application for job interview that Chinese speaking
Or Mandarin
preferred.
speaking.
Mandarin speaking preferred. Only Chinese. Sorry, I think Chinese speaking. Okay, you cannot put Chinese only, Indians only, Malays only. We can't do that. We can't do this racial discrimination. It's in the employment.
So he's asking more for ex-offenders. Is there some protection for them?
I understand where he's coming from. But I think Ministry of Labour or Ministry of Manpower is a guideline. Right? That means companies who don't follow the guidelines, they
There's
will not
nothing
be
can be done.
penalized for it.
Oh,
right?
okay.
But is it correct? I have to put myself in the employer's shoes.
Okay.
If it is my company, I want to protect my company. I want the best for my company. So do I blame them? No. Like what I always tell people who are ex-offenders, if these companies don't hire you, so be it. Move on.
Move on, yeah.
Because I guarantee them someone will hire them. Don't tell me the whole of Singapore, no one is willing to hire ex-offenders, man. Correct.
Definitely there will be some.
Yeah, so for those who don't want to give ex-offenders a chance, it is their God-given right. So be it. They are good people, and just like there are good people and bad people. No one second chances is not
Entitled.
it's not an entitlement. I always tell them. If people want to give it to you, good for you. If not, it's fine. It's okay. We move on.
So I have some employers who actually have feedback to me that they have tried maybe, engaging from one of these, either from Yellow Ribbon. One of the feedback that they have actually given is that at times they might need the personnel, say for example, a safety coordinator, safety officer, within 3 days or 4 days, quite fast because our industry is quite robust. We need personnel very fast. But they said that, no, sometimes these organizations, they take 1 week. They say that no, this approval process will take 1 week and etc. Even in our company, we have many ex-offenders who actually lose their opportunity because of this time frame. Sometimes they take 7 days, 10 days, but we need guys within 2 days, 3 days. Do you think these organizations can improve the speed of approval?
In everything, there is a process. It's the same with halfway houses or organizations that ex-offenders go to. I understand that there are steps that these organizations have to take to ensure that, how government people are, everything, I cannot screw up. Everything, there's a rigorous process. But that being said, that doesn't mean that they cannot expedite the thing.
Yes.
Of course, it can be expedited. I've seen it before. It can be done. So, at the end of the day, who is it? Is that RO? Those people who are looking after them are called ROs, rehab officers or caseworkers, or social workers. It's a matter of whether they are willing to put in the extra effort to, instead of email, pick up the phone to call. Hey, hi, I have so and so, he has a job that's coming up. They need him in 5 days. Can you please expedite his case? I'm very sure it can be done because I've seen it being done before.
They were saying that they have to do some checks. Don't you think they have done the checks while these guys were already in, and they should be more than ready to actually, maybe take 2 or 3 days for approval?
Okay, so when you tell me checks, what check?
I don't know what
I mean, in order for them to go on a prison program, they have been checked out.
Yeah.
They already went through so much of
Yeah.
process. How
Yes.
many interviews they have to go through in
Yes.
So
prison
I'm
and all
just-
that.
I'm
And then
wondering.
security check. The most important for prisoner is always security is number one.
Why 7 days and 10 days then? Is it more of like adaptation check or for them to
I
adapt?
don't know. There's no what we need the inmate to adapt, but maybe they have. But however, everyone adapts things at a different pace.
Different pace, exactly,
Some will
yeah.
be faster, some will be longer, right? After being years in prison, are you telling me that once I come out, I don't want to try and adapt as fast as I can, man? I want to do it, especially when I'm on a prison program. Okay? What we don't want is to be locked up inside the halfway house. Having employment allows us to come out daily, allows us to reintegrate back into society, allow us to feel that we are normal
Normal again, yeah.
To feel like a normal person. That is what we want.
When you say adapt, when you say normal, before I go back to you, Bruce, again, I'll ask you this, Khairul. I think you have seen some of our past employees, ex-employees. They had a major issue adapting to the outside life. If you realize within that first 1 year, 2 years, they happen to be a little slow in their movements, a little slower in their speech. Why do you think so, Khairul?
They have been within the four walls, going through regimental lifestyle for 3 years, 4 years, 2 years. And suddenly you bring them out to the outside world to report to early work morning, report to a lot of protocols, procedures. They need that change. They
The
definitely-
structure that Bruce was talking about.
You need to have a breaking point for them. So you need to definitely give them that breaking point, get them back to the working life, and then even for us, if I were to work in organization A for a certain number of years, then I were to resign and I join organization B, I have to adapt to their style. So I need some time to adapt to their style. That organization B have to give me that amount of time, that space to adapt. So if people like us who have been already in outside for a long time and who have been already in the outside working life still need this adaptation period, then how about them? Definitely they need this.
They need more. Yeah, definitely. And of course, finally, to Bruce, I guess we are coming to the end of the episode. Definitely, I would just like to ask you this. Your comments will actually make a lot of difference to those who are ex-offenders looking at it. What advice do you have for them? They have this problem adapting. They have this, mindset that there's a stigma on them. They have this other problems that they are still facing, while they were there inside for 2 years. When they come out, there's some other family problems. What advice do you actually have for them?
When you come out of prison, leave your prison culture, leave your prison mentality behind. Most of them, most of them, when they come out, they bring along their prison culture. And then they ask themselves, why does society not accept us? Prison culture in society is considered shenanigans, unacceptable behavior. In prison, everything, you don't get what we throw tantrum, we want to lose our temper. That is prison culture. But you don't do it on the outside. In society, any problems that is faced is always settled through discussion and discourse, not through fist and fights. So they have got to learn to leave their prison culture behind. It is what it is. People might not always give you a chance, and you are not entitled to chances. So roll with the punches, accept what comes your way. But the most important thing is, even when others don't give you a chance, you must give yourself a chance to prove that you can change and that you can be a better man. Chances don't just drop from the sky, no. You have to go out
Grab it.
and then grab it.
We do see people who have been safety coordinators for past 10 years, very experienced, who are even more experienced than me. They have a number of years as a safety coordinator. Then the circumstances made them go into prison for maybe 2 years, 3 years. They're off from that line at all. Then they come back. They come back to the same line. They come back to safety coordinator line. So they have the certification. So now this changes. So what do they have to do here? They have to do here is they can't relate to their 10 years of experience back then, because totally a lot of changes. The regulation changed, the WSH Act changes. So what do they have to do down here is they have to go back and do some self-studies. Go and read back the regulation.
Improve yourself.
Go and improve themselves.
Go take
so
safety
that
officer
they will
course.
be more competent. They will be able to talk more better in the interviews. They will be more confident in their area of work. So these are some changes that they also have to do their homework and get things better ongoing for them. End of the day, we are all working for dollars and cents.
Yeah.
The more competent we are, the more knowledgeable we are, the more valuable we are to our employers, the better we'll be paid.
Yes, Bruce, you had something.
And what people don't understand, ex-offenders, we have it a lot better than other people outside.
Yeah, exactly. True. Very
Many doors are open to us. You know how we can apply Yellow Ribbon Fund for course. We can go to aftercare organization. I say, I don't have money, I want to study. It's being paid for and it can be applied very easily, So upgrading courses, I'm all for it. Right?
And like I said, I was very impressed with, how the government was actually, taking care of these ex-offenders once they are, while they are in prison and once they are released from prison. This is something not only me, a lot of people actually don't know until you deal with them, the ex-offenders. Then you realize what is behind the screen. I think maybe the government chose not to really blatantly put it out what they are doing, but this is something very impressive. But before we end the episode on a brighter note, I would like to say that though we have seen ex-offenders falling through the cracks again, Khairul and I would say that we are actually very glad that we have seen multiples, dozens or even hundreds of them who are actually doing way better once they are released. They are doing very well now. We have a lot of friends. I think Khairul will relate to that too. I think they choose to actually, give, like what we said, give themselves a second chance once again. Go and upgrade themselves. They are doing very well now. So that is something that, we are very proud of.
I don't have to relate to others. I would like to speak about myself, you see. I had all these past me, behind me, a lot of issues during my younger days, and then in and out of prison and all, so on and so forth. Then came out. First thing first, I use what the government gave benefits to me. Example, like you were saying, WDA funding. I attended my level B. Through the funding. I was paid per hour because I had to attend the course. I forgot the scheme.
Attendee is an
You
attendee.
pay some more, you can pay some more.
The number of hours.
It's called an attendance something. Yeah.
The trainer has to sign my attendance and I'll get paid because I was the ex-offender and all that. So I made use of that. I went into the line. Okay. I went for a very low pay scale at that beginning during my safety coordinator. And during off days or leave days, I will only look at what I'll go to the internet, I'll look at the next course that I have to take. I set a KPI for myself. That by this year I have to take this number of courses, this number of courses, this number of courses. Now, I'm in a situation and I'm in a position where I can demand a good salary and I can be thrown into any kind of organization and I'll be able to sit in any interviews and talk well. I have completed my bachelor's, I've completed my master's.
They have a lot of resources, but they're not taking advantage of it. And then they start, you see, people don't employ me. No, you don't want to go and grab the chances.
It starts from them.
Yes, the complaint. They don't take ownership of their problem. Everything is like what? Everything pay doesn't do anything. Right?
Definitely, yeah. I hope by watching this episode, be it whether they are in the safety industry, be it whether they want to enter the safety industry, or whether they are in any other industries, I really hope this episode, strikes a little chord with them, especially when it's coming from Bruce, who's known to be like an ambassador, for all ex-offenders. I hope it really strikes a chord with them. Thank you so much once again, Bruce, for joining us in this episode. Khairul and I are really honored and happy that you are around here.
My pleasure. Thank you, Shah. Thank you, Khairul, for having me. And I hope this episode fly.
Hi all, we have come to the end of the episode. As usual, do like, share, or comment on our videos. And if you have any feedback that you would like to pass it over to us, you could just email it to us. Till then, see you.